Subscribe and press the bell icon so you never miss an update from PrepLadder.
So in this series, in this lecture, that is fourth lecture, we are going to discuss some of the important aspects, that is energy sector. Then we'll talk about skill development sector. Then we'll see some of the most important institutions which are in the news currently, and then some of the miscellaneous information which can be important for prelims examination. Now, if we talk about the first news, that is Mantri Urja Ganga project. So remember, this Urja Ganga project has been launched, and it is also known as Jagdishpur Haldia Bokaro Dhamra pipeline project. Okay, so now you can see here, this is the Uttar Pradesh. You can see this is the Jagdishpur. Then this is Bihar, Jharkhand, West Bengal, and Odisha. So in these 5 states, we are providing natural gas. Now, this initiative has been launched by Ministry of Petrol and Natural Gas. The length of the project is 2655 km, and the project cost is around 13k crore, means in exact figure that is 12,940 crore. This is not only going to provide the natural gas to these regions, but also it is going to create the demand for natural gas. Means the industries, like you can see here, fertilizer industry, power and automotive industry are definitely going to be benefited with the help of this project. Okay, now in this way we are also going to provide the mobility to the vehicles, especially the CNG based vehicles in future. Okay, so this is also going to help the transportation sector in these regions. So this is Pradhan Mantri Urja Ganga Yojana. Remember that this has been launched by Ministry of Petroleum and Natural Gas. Now coming to the next news, that is National Hydrogen Mission. Now, if we talk about India, so India is putting its efforts tremendously, especially in renewable energy resources. Now, we committed under our INDC, under Paris deal. In Paris deal, INDC concept was there, that is intended nationally determined contributions, means how you can contribute into the cause of environment or the climate change, how you can contribute. So India said, we are going to create 40% of our energy basket will be from renewable energy resources. And the most beautiful thing is we have achieved this before 2030, means as of now we have achieved this 40% of the energy in our energy basket through renewable energy resources. Now by 2070 we are going to be the carbon neutral country. Okay, and for that we have to put our impetus especially on this renewable energy resources. Now the green hydrogen mission is well directed into that direction only. In this mission, first thing is it was launched on 15th of August 2021. That was the 75th anniversary of 15th August. That is our Independence Day. And it is implemented by Ministry of Power. Okay. Now, what is the aim of this mission, hydrogen mission? We'll also see what is green hydrogen or various type of the hydrogen based on their production method. We'll see here once again. If we talk about National Hydrogen Mission, it focuses both short-term strategy as well as long-term strategy. How we are going to create the demand in our economy short-term basis and long-term basis as well. Now, if we talk about the overall aim, the aim is to produce 5 million tons of green hydrogen by 2030. What is this green hydrogen? I'll tell you that one also. First is, it focuses on short-term, both long-term initiatives. What are going to be the strategies? That is 10 years and more. Also will create the demand, because if you are going to create the hydrogen in our economy, then you have to create the demand of that hydrogen. How you are going to cater that hydrogen? Okay, for that we are going to create these industries like fertilizer, steel, petrochemical, will promote them to use hydrogen. Okay, so in this way we'll focus on green power resources, or we can say the green hydrogen economy is our new focus. Okay, now if we talk about the hydrogen is generally produced by methane in a very common way. So methane's formation, we can say methane's process, that is reform of this methane, can be done with various ways. The first way is this methane or the natural gas is employed and their CO2 emission would be there. And if you are coming up with this type of the emissions along with the hydrogen, then this hydrogen will be known as gray hydrogen. Means carbon dioxide is also being emitted with the production of hydrogen. That is the reason why it is known as gray hydrogen. Now, with the help of sequestration, because there are carbon sequestration methods, means what you are going to do is this carbon dioxide can be sequestrated, means you can capture this carbon and can store this for a longer period of time. That is known as carbon sequestration. So with the help of this sequestration technique, you can actually sequestrate this carbon dioxide into the rocks. We can say this as a geological sequestration. So this carbon dioxide was captured and stored into the rocks, and this is the way how we are creating this hydrogen, and this is known as blue hydrogen. Now, these are the ways where carbon dioxide was emitted and you are doing something, means capturing, or you are not capturing based on that one. Now, if we talk about the third process, that is green hydrogen. In this way, what you are doing, you are just putting electrolysis process on water. Okay. In this way, because of the electrolysis, this H2O will form hydrogen and oxygen components. Now, if you are using for this electrolysis, you need current, or you need electricity, and if you are using this electricity, that is renewable energy resource, from renewable energy resource, then this hydrogen produced will be known as green hydrogen. Means there is no emission, you haven't used any fossil fuel also in getting this electricity. So in this way, this is a complete green process. There was no emission. This is the reason why it is known as green hydrogen. Okay, so basically these three types are the most common hydrogen forms. There are another forms also. You can see pink hydrogen is also there when you are using nuclear energy for the electrolysis process. Okay, gray energy, some gray hydrogen also we have seen, blue hydrogen, green hydrogen, pink hydrogen. In this way, other type of hydrogen is also there, but these are the most common three type of the hydrogen. Now, NTPC has started India's first green hydrogen mobility project in Ladakh, and especially you can see here, Leh became the first city in the country to implement green hydrogen-based mobility project, where we are starting 5 hydrogen buses. Okay, so in this way, we are using hydrogen in the mobility or in the transportation, and Leh became the first city. This was launched by NTPC, 100% Government of India subsidiary. Okay. The next scheme is about Gram Ujala scheme, that is Ujjwal Jyoti affordable LED for all. Affordable LED for all. Affordable LED for all means only we are charging 10 rupees per LED, and this is the reason why it is known as world's cheapest LED distribution program. Okay. So this is being implemented by Energy Efficiency Services Limited under Ministry of Power, and the project under this Gram Ujala, where we are distributing these LEDs into the village or the rural areas, is being financed by the CDM arm, that is Clean Development Mechanism under Kyoto Protocol. So in this Kyoto Protocol, to meet certain obligations, developed countries are actually investing into the projects in developing countries which are reducing carbon emissions. Okay, so in this way, under these obligations, clean development funds are being given to the developing countries. Okay, and this fund is being utilized in this Gram Ujala scheme. Remember this one. Now, coming to the next important news, that is International Energy Agency. Why it was in news? Because they offered, IEA offered full-time membership to the India. Remember, India became associate member of this IEA in 2017. We also elevated our partnership, that is strategic partnership agreement we have signed with IEA in 2021, and now we are getting the offer of becoming a full-time member. Now, there are certain conditions that you have to fulfill in order to become the member of this IEA. But if we talk about the history, so this IEA was created after 1973-74 oil crisis, where the global supply chain of these resources, especially this natural gas and petroleum resources, was completely disrupted. And after that, we realized there should have been some kind of mechanism to regulate this type of the chain supply, and this IEA came into the picture after this crisis only. Okay, so to maintain the international, it is an international forum for the energy cooperation. It maintains the global supply chain into this area. Okay, now if you want to be the member of IEA, the first condition is you have to be the member of OECD country, number one. Along with that, some other conditions are also there. You need to have 19 days your strategic petroleum reserve with your country. For example, India's demand for 1 day, that is, if we talk about, this is a hypothetical example, let's say 4 million liters. Okay, just an example. So you have to have 90 days stock with yourself. Okay, so India is also creating these strategic petroleum reserves. We have talked this one earlier also in our earlier lectures as well. So this 90 days reserve is required. Although we are falling very short, we have only 22 days reserves as of now. So this 90 days petroleum reserves you have to keep with yourself. Along with that, you have to reduce your import demands by 10% at least. Okay, so these are some of the conditions which you have to fulfill in order to become the member of IEA. Okay, if we talk about India's strategic oil reserves, so I discussed that one also. So here you can see this is Mangalore, Padur in Karnataka, and here Chandikhol in Odisha. So these are the facilities which we have developed. So Padur phase 1, phase 2, this is Mangalore we have created, then Chandikhol in Odisha. So in this way we are also creating these facilities, okay, where we are keeping our oil reserves, so that even in case of this disruption, if anything happens with the global supply chain of these fuel resources, we should have enough amount of oil reserves so that our economy should not be disrupted for a shorter period of the time. So these 90 days reserves we have to maintain with us. Now, if we talk about its headquarters, it is situated in Paris. Now, some of the major reports are there which are very important when we talk about the UPSC prelims. So these reports becomes a very important part. Okay, so World Energy Outlook as well as India's Energy Outlook, both are published by this IEA. Remember these two. Okay, then if we talk about world's energy, you can remember all the reports having this world energy term before. So world energy statistics, what are the data? World energy balance, what is the balance? Then how we have to invest in this world energy, that you can remember in this way. And the most important, that is energy technology perspective. What technology we need to have in energy sector, this perspective is also being given by this IEA. So these are the important reports. Remember, World Energy Outlook, India Energy Outlook. What is the energy, when we talk about world energy, what is the balance, what is the statistics, then what need to be invested, and what is the technology, especially energy technology perspective. So these are the reports which are released by IEA. Please remember them because these are important.